not going to waste any time on that. We can all make do. So anyways, how's everyone doing today? Awesome. I see a lot of great faces. Thank you so much, everybody, for being out here today for the very first OC Social Media Summit. Thank you so much, Saddleback Church. Thank you, Rochelle and Haley, for putting this together. Thank you very much for inviting me. It was my honor to be here today. Thank you, everyone, again, for coming out. I see a lot of great and familiar faces. I saw Kathy Klingeman. There you are right there. K-Fam Smiles. Good seeing you again. Jim Wallery. How you doing, brother? And I saw Emily earlier today, wherever she is. A big hi to you. And I see a lot of great new faces, faces that I haven't had a chance to meet yet, faces that I'm looking forward to meeting with after the presentation, faces that I'm really looking forward to presenting to you today. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Justin Moorebrown. Some of you may know me from Twitter, Big Head Asian. Let me just get it out of the way. I do have a big head. If you don't think I have a big head, you're being nice, and I thank you for that. I appreciate that. But seriously, my name is Justin Moorebrown. I'm an OC-based brand builder. For the past 6 years, I've been working with small businesses, helping them develop their brands on and offline through print, web, and of course, social media. Most recently, I've become part of a Newport Beach-based marketing agency called Bonfire. Really excited to talk to you guys about that after the presentation, of course. And of course, I'll be presenting today, and what am I going to be presenting to you about? I'm going to be presenting to you about how to use social media integrated into your next event, to maximize your event's exposure, to reach your audience on a wider basis, and to provide a richer, more fulfilling event experience. Throughout my time on Twitter, and throughout my time with working with businesses, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of a lot of different types of events in various different capacities, whether I was part of a team managing and helping to execute some plans. Maybe I was working with my brother to plan the first Twestival OC in 2009, where I met many of you guys today that I'm still friends with. Or maybe I was just lucky enough to be invited to a really great event where they did some great stuff and I got to learn a lot. So I'm going to share with you some of these lessons today, some of these lessons that I've learned through my experiences, and hopefully you can take these lessons, you can apply them to what you want to do with your event, because I think you should, if you're a business, you should be looking to maximize your exposure and reach out to your audience and provide them with something unique and exciting. An event is a great way to do that. So let's get started. If there was a slideshow behind me, I would click it up, but let's just imagine. Alrighty, so lesson one, I want you to promote often, I want you to promote early, and I want you to promote smart. Now we know what the first two is. Promoting early, I want you to respect people's time. I want you to understand that we're all busy in this digital age. We don't know what we're doing tomorrow sometimes. But respect their time. I want you to promote this early. I want you to save the date. I want you to let the whole world know about your event, why they should come, what's going on. I want you to tell them to save the date, and if they miss out, they're going to miss out on something great. And you tell them early enough that they know what to do, that they're not going to leave town during your event. You promote often. Now, what I mean by promoting often, I don't mean spamming them. In no regards do I mean that. What I mean is doing the exact opposite. What I want you to do is pull back. I want you to send out content that's relevant to your audience. I want you to send out content that's meaningful and that promotes your event on a personal level. Talk about the food that's going to be there. Talk about the great venue that it's being held at. Talk about the keynote speakers that are going to be there that day. Talk about anything that's personal, but do not sit there and scream, hey, look at me. I want people to look at your event not because you're the loudest, but because people are interested in you. They're interested in what you have to say. Promoting often, promoting early, and of course the last one is promoting smart, because if you promote early and you promote often, but you're not promoting smart, you are in fact promoting dumb. And that's a fact. You're promoting dumb. You're not reaching your audience appropriately. You're not getting the right message out. I want you to create a hub of information for your event. Now, what do you guys are asking? What's a hub? Justin, what's a hub? Well, a hub can be anything you want it to be. It could be a web page, a well-designed, well-thought-out web page. Invest some time on this. This is your first impression to people on the web. As a designer, bad websites kill me. If you create a bad website, I will die. And I don't want to die. So please invest some time into this. And invest some resources. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you're just like, you know what, I'll create a Facebook page. That's great. That's great. Do it. Or maybe you'll do an Eventbrite page, like we did for OC Social Media Summit. Whatever the platform you choose, make sure it's got, again, great content, great information, it's readily accessible, and people know where to find it. Promoting early, promoting often, and promoting smart. A great example I have about promoting smart, the SoCo Farmers Market over in Costa Mesa, 9 to 2 every Saturday. They do a quarterly event. It's called the Farm to Food Truck Challenge. This is a great event. It features food trucks. Again, like Ted said, I'm big on food trucks. It promotes food trucks in a unique venue where it puts them in a cooking contest that utilizes the produce found at that market. The market is, the plates are then judged by a panel of various media personalities or food personalities. And it's a good time had by all. Why is this smart? Because the farmers market knows their audience. They know who they want at their event. They know they want you, the foodie. They know they want you, the mom. They want you, the personal chef. They want you, the significant media personality at their event. Why? Because they want to invite you and incorporate you into their event in the hopes that through that, they'll expand their audience and they'll maximize their reach. That's how you do it. How do they do that? They invite these people to be volunteers, to be part of their event. Maybe they say, you know what, come help out. Come work hand in hand with the food trucks. Pick your favorite food truck, work with them. Maybe they invite bloggers and they say, come to this event. This is the only one of its kind in this area. This is the only chance you'll have to get some content like this here. Or maybe they invite people like Gustavo Arellano, the editor of OC Weekly, to be a judge on their panel. Because, why? Because he's got a great network and he loves food. And what does he do? Well, naturally, he talks about it. He's excited about it. He wants to be there. And what else does he want? He wants you to be there. He wants you to be there, and he wants all of his fans to be there. Because he wants them to experience this on the same level that he is. Great example of promoting smart, SoCo Farmers Market Farm to Food Truck Challenge. Lesson number 2. This is an important one. I want you guys to remember that it's okay. Ooh, sorry guys. I want you guys to remember that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them wisely. Listen more than you speak. Listen more than you speak. That's social media 101, baby. Listening and then engaging. Joining the conversation, sparking the conversation if you can. Be part of the conversation. I want you to listen throughout the process of planning your event. Reggie and John have provided some great tips on how to listen. Hashtags, keyword monitoring, using tools out there. Ton of great tools. We can talk to you in depth more about this after. I want you to listen before. What are people saying about your event? Are they clear on the message of your event? Do they know where to find your information hub? Do they know when it is, where it is, what it's about? This is your chance to learn and get a temperature of the buzz that's going on with your event. To find out, are people excited about your event? Do they want to come? Do you want to come to my event? That's what I want to know. I find out by listening. Listening during the event, huge. Just like you'd be listening before, but this is real time. This is real time, baby. This stuff it's going. I want you to moderate the channels and the chatter that's going on about your event. Listening to what the people are saying. Is the registration process for your event taking forever? Is the food trucks, are they overwhelmed with people and it's really taking a long time? Is the event you're listening to and the keynote speaker that you're listening to right now, is he doing an okay job? Stuff like that. That's all stuff I want to know. Of course I do. But anyway, a great example of listening during an event. When I was part of the OC Foodie Fest, the first one, not the second one. I'd like to stress that. The first one, this is the first of its kind, very exciting, lots of people, very hot. I was walking around, I was doing my thing, and I see that somebody tweeted out that they were been in the buttermilk trucks line for an hour. They were getting hot, they were tired, they were cranky, they were over it. Most people would. When I saw that, I said, you know what, I'm going to take this moment, I'm going to take this opportunity to change that person's day. I'm going to turn that frown upside down. So I ran over to the buttermilk trucks line, and of course I start screaming the person's Twitter name because I have no idea what this person's name is. And of course that Twitter name is not the person's name, and so everybody's looking at me like I'm some maniac. I'm like screaming out this Twitter name, and of course no one answers because no one wants to acknowledge the crazy Asian guy. So finally, a girl meekly raised her hand, and she said, oh, that's me. And I walked over to her, and she probably thought I was going to kick her out or something like that. And I said, you know what, I saw your tweet. I apologize for your wait, but I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank you for supporting this first-time event and these food trucks who so much need your business. And I want to give you and your friend a pair of angel tickets to tonight's game. Enjoy the game. Thank you very much for being here. I apologize for your wait, and enjoy the game. And that's it. I walked away. I didn't say, hey, can you send a tweet out? Can you send a Facebook post out? I need you to do 13 tweets right now. No, I just walked away and I thanked her. And of course, her outlook, as soon as I acknowledged her, before I even offered the Angels tickets, started to change. She started realizing that there was somebody on the other end of the line. And as people, isn't that what we want? We want to know that somebody is there connecting with us, listening to us. And that's what social media is so much about. And you know what the great thing is? Not only did her and her friend witness this, but there was a lot of people in that line. There were a lot of people in that line. Of course, they all saw it. They knew that if they sent out a message that day complaining about something, maybe they'd get angel tickets. But seriously, they knew that there was somebody on the other end of the line who was going to take care of them. Now, I didn't do that for everybody. Of course I couldn't. There's a bajillion people there. But I did it for that one person, and for that one person, I made her day. I changed the way she saw that event, and that's important. If you do one person at a time, everyone likes the event. So thank you. That was a great lesson I learned about that one. And number 3, I want you guys to remember, when the event is over, your job is just beginning. Now you're going to tell me, well, Justin, I just spent 6 months planning this event. I am so over this event, I didn't even want to go to it. And now you're going to tell me that after the event is over, I still have to do work? You betcha. And I'm going to tell you another thing. Your job, the hard work, gets harder after the event. Why? You're curating all this content that you've worked so hard to get. Blog posts, photos, pins, Instagram pictures, just the list goes on and on. You're putting them all together to tell a story after your event's over. Why? Because you want people who were there to see that curation of content, and you want them to relive that time, relive the moments that they had there, and wish they were back there. Why else? You want people who weren't there to know that they missed out on a great event. Shame on them. But they'll be there next year because of the great job that you've done showing how awesome your event was. Really important. I want you to also remember that you are going to be doing a lot of responding and a lot of thanking. A lot of people coming to your page and saying, oh, we had a great time. A lot of people saying, we didn't have so much of a great time. Now, when you get those, I just want you to remember it's okay to respond. You can't respond to every one of those, but remember, I want you to pick and choose your battles wisely. Choose the negative comments or the complaints that you can fix, that you can provide an action to. Some complaints are just complaints. We as people like to complain, significantly more than we like to compliment. So acknowledge the ones that you can fix. And remember the 3 A's. Acknowledge, apologize, and act. Acknowledge the problem. Say, I'm sorry you waited in line. I'm sorry the registration process was so long. Apologize. And then act. Sometimes the action could be, in some cases, maybe here's your money back. Sometimes the action is, you don't even get to the action. The apology is the action. Because again, people want to know, as soon as you respond to them, they let off the gas. They realize that there's another person here. At first I was just complaining, but now I realize that now I'm attacking a person, and they let off. And the apology is enough. And sometimes it's not enough, in which case you will hope that your brand champions and your brand cheerleaders come to your aid. Because that's what backs you up. If you start arguing with a person, nobody knows who's a fool. Well, in an argument, nobody knows from a distance who the fool is. You know what I mean? They see you getting defensive. They don't know. They don't know anything. Back off. Do not get defensive. Lower the shields. A great example of curating content is the Irvine Lake Mud Run. My man Reggie. Where is he at? Where are you at, buddy? Reggie's getting a massage. Reggie touched on the Irvine Lake Mud Run. They have a lot of great content that comes out after it. They have pictures and comments and everything you can imagine, video, and it's quite a task for somebody in a position like yourself to manage all of that. But you got to do your best, because that information is important. That information is what sells the next event. That's why your job just begins when the event ends. I've got some action steps here for you guys to go along with these lessons that I hope you've learned some things from. The first lesson is this, and it's a big one. Plan your strategy. You guys hear me in the balcony? Plan your strategy. Upstairs, plan your strategy. Now, what's that mean? That means you plan every aspect of your event. You do. Why do you skimp on your social media strategy? It's super important. Do not be caught with your pants down when Murphy's Law decides to happen. Does anyone know what Murphy's Law is? Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. And believe me, it will go wrong, and in the worst time you want it to. There's a lot of moving parts. You can't control it all. Your best thing you can do is to be prepared. What happens when someone hijacks your hashtag? What happens when your Facebook page, for some reason, go down? Something. Be prepared. Have a plan. Be ready. The second action I want you guys to remember is this. Choose your weapons. Choose your weapons wisely. John Lusher, Reggie Escalante, they both touched on these weapons. There's a lot out there. There's Pinterest. There's Facebook. There's Twitter. There's LinkedIn. There's Google+. I think there's even Pinstagram now, someone told me. My goodness. I thought that was just a typo. But yes, there's a ton of weapons and platforms out there for you to use. You do not need to use them all. You don't need to dilute the effectiveness of each platform by trying to be on every platform, unless you have a team. And I'm going to be pretty sure that not a lot of people here have teams dedicated to their social media efforts. If you do, I saw some high fives here. You guys a team? Good for you. There you go. If you are a team, great. If you're not, pick and choose the ones that are going to be most effective. How do you do that? You know your audience. You know your audience and where they live. You go reach out to them on Facebook and Twitter. Ted Nguyen, he's on a team that puts together the Connect OC events. Great social media / business networking events in Orange County. They don't necessarily go to Yelp and say, hey, foodies, you guys should come to our event. Nah, maybe not. But they do go to LinkedIn. They do go to Facebook. And they do go to Twitter. They know their audience. They reach out to them and they connect and they maximize the effectiveness of their efforts. Next one. Plan for next year, your next event this year. A professional athlete, when the season's over, doesn't go, all right, cool, season's done, I'm gonna go take a vacation. Maybe they take a few days off, but no, in fact, many of them will work harder during the off season. Why? Because they want the next season to be better. They want their next event to be better. You want your next event to be better. How do you do that? You promote it. You promote next year's event. You talk about the great things that are going on. And you promote the heck out of it. That's what curation does. Prepares you for next year's event. And the last one, I'm going to say a 4-letter word here. Rochelle, I'm sorry. I apologize if you get offended. But sell. You're not going to just say sell? I know, I just said sell. You can sell. It's okay. Capture and convert. You have this great event. You captured all these people. You captured all this information. What are you going to do with it? You're not going to just let it give away unless you're in the business of just putting together great events for no reason and throwing away a lot of money. In which case, my name's Justin Moorebrown. I'm an OC-based brand builder. I want to talk to you. It's okay to sell. And by sell, I don't mean spam. By sell, again, I mean very relevant, very targeted, very conscious of these people's time. You have a lot of emails. Send out a nice thank you email with all this great content you've curated. Maybe even send a discount code for next year's event. You see how this all ties in. This is all tying in together. Send an email. Maybe if you have a small, intimate event, maybe you say, I want to send out some personalized thank you cards, printed. Print is not dead. Send out thank you cards. That's how you touch them. I want to thank you guys for your time today. I want to thank you guys for listening. I want you to remember all the lessons we've talked about. My name's Justin Moorebrown. I'm an OC-based brand builder, lead designer for Bonfire, a Newport Beach-based marketing agency. And I can't wait to go to your next event. Thank you.